Hi, I'm Andre from Peak Motorcycles, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the Voge 900DSX that you can see over my shoulder. So this is my first look video at the bike. I've read a bit about them. I haven't seen any of the other reviews. However, I have ridden its sort of predecessor sibling, the BMW 800 and the 850GS. So I'm genuinely curious to see what this bike is like. Now there'll be a separate video where I take it for a test ride. So in this I'm only going to show you a close-up look at the bike in 4K. So if there's anything you want to see, hopefully that comes out in a nice high resolution from which you can see all the details. So first up, this is the bike exactly how it comes from new. So there are no options that have been added to this bike. So that means that everything you see on this bike and everything I'm going to show you now, you get out of the box. And in the UK, this bike costs just under £9,000 plus on the road costs. So it'll probably be just over 9,000 when you factor all of those in. And for your £9,000, you get an 895cc parallel twin made by Loncin. Same company, same engine that they make for the BMW 900GS, which costs more than £9,000. And for that, you also get this set of aluminium luggage, 3 pieces. You get a center stand, you get crash bars, you get spotlights, you get a 1080p camera at the front, you get a quick shifter, you get a slipper clutch, you get a heated seat and heated bars. Now, all in all, I think that's actually quite a lot. So here we go for the close look. So this is the view from the back. It's got the LED turn signals in there, which look quite nice. Not a huge fan of that number plate hanger, the tail tidy, but then they never look particularly attractive. As you can see, it's got that brushed stainless exhaust in there. If I come down and show you the rear wheel, it's got a Brembo single caliper on the back. Tubeless wheels, comes with Pirelli Scorpion Trail 2 tyres as standard, and they are tubeless, which is nice on a bike at this price point. The luggage itself is made from, has these things that says Lobu on them. They're quite nice little catches on them. If I can lift that up, just show you how that opens and show you the finish inside. You know, they are velvet lined, which is quite plush. And yeah, just really nicely finished. You know, if you look at kind of just the finish on that rim round there, you can see it's got a waterproof seal in there. It does stop at that point. The only thing I would say is for this right side one, is it's small, like really small. So for me, that wouldn't be really big enough for a lot of the travel that I do by motorcycle. If I show you the top one looks big enough for a helmet, locks to the bike. Again, similar thing, there's a little catch underneath there just to get the catch to come off. Does feel pretty sturdy, nicely finished. And again, same thing, velvet lined. And yeah, just a really, really nice finish on all the luggage. I won't open the third one. The third one is a little bit bigger. Actually, you know what, why not? Give that, same thing, same catch. I've got handles on the top, same velvet lining. Again, kind of narrow. I mean, if I'm going to do a 3-week trip away, I'd probably find that I need a bit more luggage than that, but these come with the bike. This is included in the £9,000, which is certainly not to be sniffed at. Close those back up. Carrying on around the side, can't actually show you the side-on look from the exhaust, but you can see the alloy swing arm under there. Coming up this side, we've got those rather nice cast pillion peg hangers with the pillion pegs with the serrated edge and the rubber insert. Coming up, looking over the top, it's a one-piece seat with grab handles included as part of that rear rack. Now, just a few of the details, like looking at all the fittings, they all look very BMW. They're all Torx pretty much. Anyway, coming down the side, we have a plastic heat shield made to look like carbon fibre, which it isn't. And then we have a heel guard. We actually have a guard for the rear master cylinder included. Basic looking rear brake without a pivoting end, but the main pegs do also have those metal serrated edges and the rubber inserts. Coming up this side, forgot to mention, there is the preload adjustment for the rear shock just in there. Coming up the right hand side, there's these big lower crash bars. They look like they give a reasonable amount of protection. And then in here, nicely sort of slotted away, are the extra spotlights. No bash guard, so that's probably something that's going to get hit, though there is a radiator guard in there, a plastic one, and actually just when I look in there, can I just show you that? You can see that there is a steering damper fitted. Looking at the front wheel, again tubeless, 21-inch front, 17-inch rear. This one has twin Brembo calipers fitted. Plastic mudguard. If I come around the front, show you the headlamp. So yeah, here we have an LED headlamp. Just in here, hopefully you can see it on the camera, is the 1080p camera. There is a screen which is adjustable, but the adjustment is, do it the right way. Oh, that isn't its high position. It's just kind of a manual, it's a hand operated, and it locks either up or down. Not the most sophisticated, not the best I've seen, certainly not the worst. Come around the other side of the bike, again another spotlight, another Brembo disc, same arrangement with the crash bars. There's a gear lever there, it does have a quick shifter, both up and down. It does come with the centre stand as standard, and it's chain drive, as you can see down there to the back. Now I've already shown you the pillion seat on the other side, same grab handle in here, and coming up and over the bike, it's a nice, I guess, alloy fuel cap. There we go, nice alloy fuel cap. It does say E5 on it. I'm wondering if that means it will only take E5. Might be a problem in some parts of the world, but maybe it will take E10 as well. The suspension itself is KYB suspension, and it is fully adjustable. You can see they've got the adjuster on that side, also like compression damping on that side. The mirrors are nothing to write home about, but they're okay. The handguards, yeah, they're plastic. They're certainly as good as the ones that came on my 1250 GS. The controls on this side, they're actually quite a hard plastic. I'm sure they're fine. Of all the things I've seen so far on the bike, perhaps that's the bit that looks a little bit cheap. But then again, I understand the 1300 GS has problems with waterproofing. And to show you what else is actually on these controls, if I come around the back, you can see you've got the headlamp control down there, and then also heated grips and heated seat, which come as standard. We have on the top, we have the cruise control, warning lights, things for running the menus, signals and horn. The clutch lever itself is adjustable. You see the little rocker wheel in there. Come over the top, it does have keyless ignition. We have the master cylinder. On this side we have the button for the fog lights. We have start, stop, kill switch, mode switch, and over the top, can't quite see it in there, but trust me, that is the shutter release for the camera. Now, on the dash itself, to the left side, there is a rubber cap with USB A and C sockets. On the other side, we have a Hella DIN socket, if you have heated gear or you want to plug a charger in. This is the key, not exactly a thing of beauty, but it's fine and it's keyless, so that bit is going to be in your pocket all the time. Give you a look at the dash as I turn that on. You get some clanking, a nice yellow Voge logo coming up, and that's it. Pretty simple really. I did have a quick look through the menu options, but just to give you a quick look on here, trip, tyre pressure monitoring comes with it. It's got riding modes, traction control and ABS is flashing, so I've not started the engine yet. 640 miles is what this bike has done. It says 13 degrees outside, time, engine light and fog lights. All of that I think is pretty straightforward. There are some extra menus you can get to, which is like this, where you go through the settings. It has my vehicle, similar things like the trip computer you get on so many other bikes these days. Hopefully all of that makes sense. I think I mentioned it earlier, but I did notice that on here the fuel tank isn't actually keyless. On my GS that has the keyless, as long as you just turn the ignition off, you can actually pull the cap and pop that open. For this, I think I'm going to have to get the key out of here, which looks like it is just on that little switch. It was, but it needed two hands to do it, so I couldn't film and show you. So that goes up in there. I'm assuming that will open that. Yeah. Fuel tanks aren't that exciting, but there is that one. While I have the key out of the key ring, it's also an opportunity to show you what is underneath the seat. Sometimes that's interesting. Oh, it's also going to be a two-handed job. One sec. So it turns out that did just come up on the key and it popped up. Now there is a lot of electronics under there. I'm not going to undisconnect that, but that is the connection for the heated seat. There's got a Wi-Fi unit in there, some extra wiring around the side for that. We have the battery mounted nice and high, easily accessible. And then also on the other side of the seat there is a small toolkit. So yeah, all of that looks pretty nice and normal. So that's it, that is my first look at the Voge 900 DSX. Now, I have seen it also called a DS900X. However, some of the other online things I've seen call it a Voge D900SX. I don't suppose it matters. Nevertheless, I think this is quite similar to the BMW at a much lower price point and with every possible extra pretty much in every piece of technology on the bike. So I hope that's been interesting and useful. If it has been and you'd like to see what I think about riding it, I'm going to go and take this for a test ride, but that will be in a separate video. So thanks for watching and maybe I'll see you there.